I'm 29 years old, a network engineer for a healthcare system, and until recently, I was in a relationship with Amber, 27. We'd been together for almost a year and a half after meeting at a Super Bowl party through mutual friends. Things moved fast, maybe too fast looking back. Amber was the social type, always posting her brunches, coffee runs, and polished lifestyle for Instagram. She worked as a social media manager for a boutique and lived for the aesthetics. I'm more the quiet type, a homebody really. I spend my time gaming with my college buddies or grabbing a beer once in a while. Nothing fancy. Amber had a taste for fine dining. She loved those trendy restaurants with no prices on the menu, plates that looked like art instead of food. I didn't mind going along sometimes, especially for special occasions. But I also took her to great local spots that focused on flavor instead of flair. She enjoyed them, though her compliments felt a little condescending. Asterisk, such a cute little hole in the wall, asterisk, she'd say, like just being there was a favor. There were red flags I ignored. Times she forgot her wallet on dates, always ordering the most expensive wine without asking, even asking for my credit card info 3 months in for an emergency. I let it slide. She was beautiful, magnetic, and seemed genuinely into a regular guy like me. We never moved in together. I owned my condo before we met. She lived with a roommate. She had a key to my place, something I didn't think much of until things fell apart. Last Thursday, she messaged me, asterisk, hey, babe, can we do a cute romantic dinner tomorrow? Just us. I miss quality time. Asterisk. I was thrilled. It had been a while since we'd had a proper evening, and I thought it would be a good chance to reconnect. I booked Bastille, a French place downtown. She'd been hinting at for months. Pricey, but I wanted it to be special. Friday night, I arrived early in my best suit, the one I save for weddings and interviews. I got us a table for 2 and sipped wine while I waited. 20 minutes later, my phone buzzed, asterisk, we're walking in now. Asterisk, we. I looked up and saw Amber walking in with 5 women I recognized from her posts. Surprise, she chirped, kissing me on both cheeks. Asterisk, I brought the girls. Hope you don't mind. Asterisk. Mind. I was speechless. She told me this was supposed to be a romantic dinner. The staff was already pushing tables together. Before I could react, her friend Madison smirked, asterisk, or, he thought, this was date night. Asterisk. Amber slid a menu in front of me, winked, and said, asterisk, if you can't afford my circle, you can't afford me. Order what you want, girls, Eric's got it. Asterisk. I sat there stunned as they laughed. Ordered drinks and appetizers like it was ladies' night and I was footing the bill. Don't be uptight, Amber whispered. My friends need to see you can provide. Provide? Since when was I applying to be a provider? The waiter came back. Amber ordered 2 bottles of Cristal champagne without even looking at me. Not the house kind, she said with that practice smile. The longer it went on, the more invisible I felt. They gossiped about strangers, shared inside jokes, and glanced at me as if I were under review. Finally, one friend, Taylor, asked, asterisk, so Amber says you work with computers, like IT support. Asterisk. Before I could answer, another cut in. Asterisk, doesn't matter what he does as long as the card works, right? Asterisk, they burst out laughing. Amber didn't defend me. She just sipped her champagne and smiled. Asterisk, his good sponsor material. Steady job. Owns a condo. No roommates. Sponsor material. Asterisk. That's when it clicked. I wasn't a boyfriend. I was an ATM. I picked up my food while they ate, laughed, and took endless photos of each dish. Dessert came and went. Amber excused herself to the restroom, and That's when her friends dropped the act. Asterisk, you know she's still talking to her ex. Right. Asterisk, Madison said casually, scrolling through her phone. It hit like a punch. Asterisk, you didn't think you were the only one, did you? Asterisk, another added. Amber likes to keep options. Taylor sipped her drink. Asterisk, Derek's just figuring things out. She's keeping you for stability. Asterisk. Derek. The toxic ex she swore she cut off 6 months ago. Suddenly everything made sense. The cold laughs, the dismissive glances, the constant using. When the check came, Amber didn't even pretend to reach for it. The damage. $1,763.42. I paid in silence. Amber leaned over, patted my hand, and said, asterisk, this is what big boys do. They take care of their woman and her needs. Asterisk. That was the moment of clarity. Not anger, just crystal clear truth. I stood, told them I needed the restroom, and walked out. Called my bank, cancelled every card she had access to, drove home, and locked my condo. The next morning, my phone showed 52 missed calls and one message, asterisk, where did you go, asterisk. That night cost me more than money. It shattered every illusion I'd been holding onto, but in a way, it was worth it. A painful, necessary wake-up call. I left a generous tip for the waiter who endured it all, stood up, and told Amber, asterisk, need to make a quick work call. Server. Issue. Be back soon. Asterisk. She barely noticed, too busy gossiping about someone's botched cosmetic job. But I didn't make a call. I went straight to my car. On the way, I contacted my bank, shut down cards, changed logins for Netflix, Amazon, everything. Her address was even saved in my Amazon account. I deleted it. Back home, I remembered something urgent. Amber had a key. I called a 24-hour locksmith. $320 for emergency service. But worth every cent. I also messaged my neighbor Jim, who's on the condo board, warning him Amber might try to cause trouble. When everything was handled, I shut off my phone and, for the first time in months, slept soundly. The next morning, when I turned my phone back on, it exploded with 52 missed calls, 43 from Amber, the rest from numbers I didn't recognize, probably her friends. There were 96 texts waiting. Most were frantic or furious. Where are you? Pick up your phone. And plenty of WTF Eric. The last one from her just read, where did you go? I took a slow breath and replied, home. Where I belonged all along. Then I blocked her number. But of course, it didn't stop there. Later, I learned from a mutual friend what happened after I walked out of the restaurant. Amber and her friends tried ordering more drinks, only to discover the card they wanted to use had already been cancelled. They scrambled to split the bill, and Amber loudly accused me of being broke. She caused another scene, as usual. By Sunday, she had created a brand new Instagram account just to get around the block. Her message was textbook manipulation. I can't believe you humiliated me in front of my friends. You know appearances matter in my industry. It was just one dinner. If you can't handle that, how could you ever handle a future with me? Real men don't ghost. Real men don't cancel cards. That was petty. I thought you were different. I thought you valued me. I didn't reply. I just saved the screenshot. That night, my neighbor Jim texted me. Amber had shown up at the building, pretending she'd lost her key and needed to get into my unit. Thankfully, Jim remembered my warning. He told her I wasn't home. When she insisted she just needed to grab a few things, he stood firm. She threw a fit in the lobby before storming off. Then Monday came. While I was at work, security called. Someone downstairs claimed it was a family emergency. I went down and there she was, Amber, standing in the lobby with perfect tears that somehow didn't smear her makeup. She didn't even let me speak. How could you do this to me? She sobbed. I tried to order Uber Eats last night and my card was declined. That was my card, I said evenly. You had permission to use it. That permission's gone. You can't just cut me off. What about my subscriptions? Spotify, HBO, Amazon. I almost laughed. Those are your subscriptions. They should be on your accounts, paid with your money. I had plans for us, she said, raising her voice. I was going to move into your condo this summer. We talked about this. No, we didn't. Not once. I kept my tone calm. Please leave. Or I'll have security walk you out. In an instant, her act flipped. She stepped closer, voice suddenly soft. Baby, I'm sorry about dinner. I thought you'd be happy to meet my friends. Let's talk tonight, just us. I stepped back. There's nothing to talk about. We're done. Don't contact me again. The fake tears vanished. Her voice turned sharp. You think you can just dump me? Do you know how many guys would die to be with me? Then call one of them, I said. But maybe check their credit score first. Security escorted her out. That was 2 weeks ago. Since then, her friend have flooded me with insults, calling me cheap, broke, insecure, and worse. Amber's been telling everyone I left her with a restaurant bill I couldn't afford. Conveniently, she skipped the part where I paid nearly $2,000. Some mutual friends took her side. Others, who knew her spending habits, quietly told me they understood. She even tried sneaking into my building twice more. Once, claiming she was dropping off a package. Another time, pretending to be my sister and saying she needed to feed my cat. I don't own a cat. After that, the building officially put her photo on the Do Not Admit list. Last night, I got one final message from an unknown number. I'm sure it was her. You'll regret treating me like this. Good luck finding anyone else who'd even look at you. Maybe she's right. Maybe I won't meet someone as striking or as socially connected as Amber. But I'd rather be alone than be someone's financial plan. Dinner at Bastille cost me $1,763.42. The emergency locksmith added $320 more. But walking away from someone who treated me like an open wallet, that was free, and worth every single cent I never spent again.